Yeah, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm back. Oh, I need to get back to normal. It's been a rough week. But anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about Saturday's up-and-coming game with the Blues returning to the CBS. Oh, my word. Remember last time they were here a couple of seasons ago? What a game that was. So we're going to be talking, first of all, with the panel regarding Saturday's match. Then we've got Claire coming on, our regular Birmingham fan. She's going to come on around about 8 o'clock and give us her views on Birmingham City. And after that, we've got another Birmingham fan, but he's not coming on to talk about the game. He's coming on because he's part of the Supporters Trust and he's trying to start a campaign to have a limit on away tickets for £30. So we're going to be talking about the tickets later on and pricing. We've got davidspeedie night. Come on, get your tickets now. You got to get your tickets. It's tomorrow night. It's going to be a fantastic night. It's going to be brilliant. And I'm wearing his shirt. I just thought I'll put it on tonight because we're going to interview him tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a brilliant night. We've got a surprise for everyone. We've got another surprise. We're going to talk about a couple of loan players out this week who have scored, a B Crew and Bassett as well. We'll talk about them. And what's your favourite? Now, we're going to start tonight with tonight's show. Later on, we're going to talk about the 3 kits. So that's the home kit, the away kit, and the third kit. Then next week, we're going to talk about your goalkeeper shirt. So don't come in and say, oh, goalkeeper shirt's way better. We're going to talk about them next week. This week, we're talking about the home kit, the away kit, and the third kit. So give us your favourites as well. And we've got a competition. So we'll get that up in just a sec. Tonight, it is Guess the Player and Guess the Game. You got to get both right to win a Sky Blue Fans TV mug. Right, let's get the panel in then. Let's bring lovely Victoria. Good evening, Victoria.
Good evening.
You all right? All good?
No, all good, all good.
Brilliant. Let's get Jack in as well. Jack in the hat.
Evening, everyone.
Evening. You pack your suitcase?
God, no. 9 days left, mate. Chill out.
Oh, mate, mine would be packing already, mate.
Mentally, I'm packed. Mentally, I'm already out there, mate. But, got one more game to get through first.
14 different Cov shirts for the fortnight. Yeah, happy days.
Hey, it's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks.
And we've got Claudio. He's busy. He's just trying to sort his life out for tomorrow night. He's swatting up on davidspeedie. If you haven't got his book yet, tomorrow night you'll be able to purchase his book on the night. There he is. You'll be able to purchase davidspeedie's book tomorrow night down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Come down. You can pay on the night or you can get your tickets tonight. Head over to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club Facebook page or our Facebook page and our X page. Last night I put some posts up to get your tickets. It's going to be a fantastic night. You'll be able to buy the books and bring some cash because Speedie's going to be there. And lo and behold, Ken's picking him up from the hotel. Oh. I said, but his car better be clean. But yeah, it's going to be a great night. So, get down there tomorrow night. And if you haven't got your tickets, here you go. Get your tickets now. Head over to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. You can buy your tickets online or you can get in tomorrow on the door. £10. It's going to be a fantastic evening. Right, competition first, guys. I have got a new competition. Jack's going to jot everyone's names down if they get it right. Well, I want the player, the Sky Blues player, and I want the game. Okay, that's what I want. The player and the game. Here you go. Nice and easy. We'll come to the panel and we'll get your guesses. Victoria, we'll come to you first. Who do you reckon that is, and what game do you think that is?
Well, I'd hazard a guess that there's a coincidental link to tomorrow night.
I don't know. There might be. There might not be. I'm not giving it away.
That's SPEEDIE. And it looks like it's against Man United.
It could be. Yeah,
but
could be.
Before my time, so was I don't know. So would that have been? I don't know. A Man United game, but before my time.
Yeah, well, you never know. We'll have to wait and see. Jack, what do you reckon, mate? Come on, give us a guess. What do you reckon? He's muted himself.
Is this how Claudio used to watch football when it first come on the telly? Because this quality's
No, there's
awful.
colour. There's colour.
Oh yeah, that's the issue.
This is what it looks like now.
I wouldn't know. Claudio, I wouldn't know. I don't watch football on the telly. I tend to go to games.
So, Jack, are you having a guess or not?
No, it's too old for me.
You give up. You give up. Okay. What about you, Claudio?
I reckon it's Dion Dublin.
I reckon it's John Hartson. Hey, we'll wait till the end of the show. But if you are getting your guesses in, please do. Get your guesses in. And you got to put both down. So you got to get the player and the game, please. And Jack is putting all the names into a spinny wheel. And we'll do it later. Not like the other week. I think we had one person, which was fantastic. So there we go. Right then. So we've got Claire coming on a little bit later on. And we're going to be talking about the Birmingham game this weekend. But let's come to the panel then. Let's get your views. I'm hoping I'm going to be there. At the moment, it's looking doubtful, but I'm fingers crossed I will be there. But we'll come to you, Vicky, first. I mean, this is quite an exciting game ahead, especially after the Leicester game. One derby, now another derby. Absolutely exciting, isn't it?
That's it. The derbies just make things a little bit more spicy, don't they? And having two so close together, it just adds an extra interesting dynamic to the sort of the week, really, doesn't it? So we got a credible point at Leicester, so I'm hoping for a good 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, and I mean, what are you expecting in, say, terms of the team selection? Because when we watched it on Saturday, I was very worried. I'm not going to lie. I was worried about the team being the bench and everything else. We've got nothing on the bench to come on, change things. So how do you think he's going to line up for this? Are we going to see our new signings, you think, starting this game?
I know I still don't think we will. I think we're probably looking after the international break for that. I think unless because obviously the worry we had after Saturday was sort of potential injuries or niggles that some players had picked up, and so I guess it depends what we've got in sort of the front area of the pitch. And I think the only way that we'd see Wolfenden come in now is if we dropped to like a 5 at the back, but I think he'd only do that if we had so many injuries that he has to tinker to like get a team out. Otherwise, I think he'll stay the same at the back, and then it's just a case of what goes on in front, depending on who's fit. And we've got to hope that some of those niggles weren't anything much and they're all okay.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the right-hand side, Sakamoto, if EMC comes back in, can you still see Sakamoto starting this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's almost similar to the Leicester one, isn't it, really? We spoke about whether or not you start with Asante and then bring Sakamoto on, or if you start with Sakamoto and bring Asante on. And obviously EMC being injured robbed us of that choice, really, because they had to both start. And it sort of, like you said, that then removes any change from the bench particularly. But I think I'd start with Sakamoto. Yeah.
Listen, he got tired. He got tired in that second half. He's coming back from injury. By the way, just before we carry on, a big, massive congratulations to All Things Sky Blue. By the way, they've made the shortlist for the one of the best podcasts for the Football League in the Football Content Award. So congratulations to them. Well done, guys. Absolutely brilliant. A massive congratulations. So you deserve it because you put a lot of effort in, and it deserves one of these. Yeah. Well done. Absolutely superb. Claudio, we'll come to you. With no EMC last weekend, apparently hamstrings normally are a few weeks. Can't see him coming back this week, surely.
No, he didn't really say how severe it was, though, did they? So be interesting. According to Jim Brown, Thomas Asante was his man of the match last Saturday, which was interesting. He thought he put in a really good performance in, so that's interesting. I was surprised by that. We're going to miss him if he's not playing, because that attacking option was lacking on Saturday, I thought.
Mm.
And as for all the running that Thomas Asante did, he's no Mason Clark on that side. But playing at home, that could be different, couldn't it? And I think we need Mason Clark. It's a better balance, isn't it?
Mm.
Thomas Asante is good, but it's not like, I don't think that's his role, to be honest. His role is probably down the middle, I think, as a twin striker, maybe alongside Haji Wright. So, yeah, I'd like him to be fit and up and at it, because they've got some good players. They have, especially the Blues especially out wide, So I think, yeah, I think we need him. We need him Saturday.
Mm. I mean, Jack, I think it's going to be a tall order for him to come back in if it is a bit of a tight unless it is just a tight hamstring and he was resting him for precaution because Frank had a game plan last Saturday. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, from what Frank said last week, he did say that it was only a minor setback and he'll be available for Birmingham. Whether he starts or not is going to be a different story. Obviously, if he's had another knock in training, that will set him back. We just don't know. We may find some more out tomorrow when the press conferences come out. Even if he's available, I don't expect him to start. I think even whenever you do anything like that, to miss a game, you can't just be thrown straight back in unless there's drastic action needed. And Asante is good enough to provide output playing on the left wing. He's not idyllic, but like I say, that there is still output that he can contribute to the team. So I think we'll end up going with the same starting 11. I really do. I don't think the Wolf will come in yet. I've been saying it for weeks. I think it will take until the international break for him to come in, which is only 9 days away now. It's the day I fly. Once that the Sheffield Wednesday game's done, that's the international break. There's 3 games in the next 8 days. So you don't want to further injure Mason Clark because we've then got a Tuesday night and a Saturday again, or Wednesday night, sorry. So I'd rather bring him off the bench for 20 minutes, be that impact sub that could make the difference because he really can. That is what we were lacking at Leicester. And then who knows, come when we go to the Den and when we go to Hillsborough, he might be available to play in both games.
Yeah. I mean, Vicky, we're on about starting at the back this weekend. I mean, Jack doesn't expect us to have our new sign-in and, he's going to be waiting until the international break. Why do you think it is that we've signed a player in the window and then we're going to wait to bring him in?
I think it's probably a combination of factors, isn't it? There's the fact that he hadn't played a lot of football. So it's about getting some match sharpness, getting used to the players here. I think, and also neither Thomas and Kitchen have sort of developed a reasonable relationship this season. There's not been any. You're not thinking, dear, we're really going to do something about that. It sort of feels like that there's always improvements to be had, but it hasn't been anything catastrophic, and so they feel like they're probably gelling fairly well. So you don't feel the need to make an immediate change. And I think the signing of Wolfenden isn't just about him playing; it's also about the experience that he can add. And no doubt he's doing that on the training pitch with Thomas and Kitchen, and so there's a more rounded part of his role, really. I mean, obviously he's going to want game time, and I think once you get to the international break, he's probably going to be banging on the door saying, I need to be playing some minutes now. But I think it's reasonable to think you come into a new club, you haven't played a lot of football, and you've had a fairly settled centre-back partnership that you can't immediately split that up.
Yeah. No, I mean, get absolutely valid points, and with Bobby and Kitchen, we are starting to develop a little bit more of a relationship compared with last season, and it was nice to keep a clean sheet last weekend. Those people who are watching, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. Also, give us a thumbs up tonight. Let's get them thumbs up going. Come on, let's get them going on the old screen this evening and get as many as we can. Competition-wise, here we go. you got to guess the player and guess the team we are playing against. So I need 2 answers tonight, and you can win yourself a Sky Blue Fans TV and mug. And don't forget, tomorrow night, if you haven't got your tickets already, you can get them tonight. Head over to our Facebook page or our X, or you can go onto Walsgrave Working Men's page. You'll find the links on there. Also on our YouTube channel in the description, you'll find the links to buy your tickets for David Speedie tomorrow night, the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Or you can turn up on the night and you can pay on the evening as well. Also got a raffle and book signing, and also a little bit of a quiz for you. Claudio, come to you, mate. It was nice to see Eccles get some minutes on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought he took a great booking as well, didn't he? Right at the end. That's how you do it. We made the comment, didn't we, after the game, how you can draw a game without lying down and play acting and wasting time. That's how you do it. Put somebody on his arse, get a booking, slow the game down, end of the match. Perfect. My only worry, though, Miles, is I think on Saturday we're going to have to win the game with the starting 11 we get, because we haven't got a lot on that bench. And I think we need to be winning on Saturday. Falling behind would be a problem, I think, against that lot. So, it's great to see Eccles, come back on the pitch and that. But surely we need better, don't we, on that bench, I think. As backup, but it was good to see him back. I'm not sure how much more Frank Lampard's going to improve him. That's the only thing.
Do you think? Do you think he's just going to be this weekend then sitting on the bench waiting to come on it later on in the game and probably do another one of those challenges?
Well, I think he might have to. I think what's going to happen is if we're leading and it looks comfortable, he may start changing things. If it's close, he's not going to do a lot unless he thinks we're going to lose the game. And the only reason he changed things on Saturday was because Leicester were on top, weren't they? The last 20 minutes, really. And he had to do something because the midfield had run out of legs, basically. So he had to change something. And it looked like I think Haji Wright was struggling a bit, wasn't he, as well, when he went off? There's something not quite right there either. So, I got a feeling after Saturday that maybe Frank's sort of train of thought has changed a little, whereas erring on caution, I think, in some games, and Saturday was ideal. Unlike when we played them season before, when Mr. Robbins took Hamer off and we were on top, and the game completely changed on those last 20 minutes. I still think one of the worst substitutions ever, to be honest, in a game like that. Yeah, the man who's running the game, you don't take him off. I don't care if he may be getting sold. He ain't coming off while he's our player. Ridiculous. Regarding Wolfenden, don't know. It's the answer, isn't it? Because in a game where you kind of, they've been looked at, weren't they? Kitchen and Bobby Thomas, by everybody thinking that, well, they've got somebody in the sideline, and they had a really good game. I mean, there's a couple of mistakes, but nothing that was going to cost us a goal or anything. So it'd be interesting. I think he's going to have to wait at the minute. And
I mean, going into this game, Jack, I mean, the fans are going to play a big part in this on Saturday, aren't they? And we know it's going to be virtually a sellout. I mean, that is just going to be key to how our team performs, surely.
Yeah, you saw it last game against Norwich. There was more than 30,000 in attendance, and the fans roared the team on to get that equaliser really late on. Another season that they hold out for a 0-0 draw, a 1-0 win, I should say, Norwich. So the fans are massive. You heard us against QPR, especially with following the announcement, and even the first game against Hull. We know how brilliant we are as a fan base. The players know how brilliant we are. The players talk about how much we help and be a 12th man. So I expect it to be no different, especially given the fact it's against the Blues. It can only help, can't it? It's not going to get any worse, put it that way.
I mean, just talking about the team as well, I noticed on Saturday that Jack Rodoni, he got pushed over, hurt his shoulder, but unfortunately I couldn't go, so Will, his girlfriend, had my ticket, but the camera zoomed in on Rodoni and his shirt was slightly off his shoulder, and you could see inside the shirt, and he had one of those strappings around his shoulder. So has he picked up another injury on that dislocated shoulder, do you think? I mean, could you notice anything when you were there on Saturday?
We noticed that he went down and obviously was then holding his shoulder when he got up and sort of jogged it off a bit. He wasn't his usual self, was he, Rodoni? Especially after that bit, he trod on the ball after that, and being played out of position at that point as well doesn't help. I think Leicester dealt with him and specifically Sakamoto very well at the weekend. It forced us to try and do more and go above and beyond. And they dealt with it. We were slightly off it, and they had enough to deal with it. So I can't say I noticed anything like a shoulder brace or pad that he had on. Maybe he just wears one of them permanently now as precaution, and we just can't tell. But we've seriously got to hope that he's done nothing, because there's no one really to fill that role. Even if you put Torp in the 10, it means Eccles or Allen has to come into that midfield. Eccles would be fine in that midfield. I'm not sure Allen would be in a long-term solution. He does a job, but yeah, that's by the by. Or I did see a comment earlier that was saying maybe with Mason Clark out, now's the time we change the formation. We go to a back 5, 3 across midfield and 2 strikers in Hadji and Asante. So that would mean if Jack Rodoni was unavailable for whatever reason, you could play Eccles, Torp and Grimes in a sort of a flat midfield 3, as opposed to having a designated number 10 that drifts everywhere. And you can let the fullbacks really bomb on and be the wingers. I'm normally against that sort of thing, and I still think Frank won't change it. But given the poor performance from Sakamoto, the potential injury of Jack Rodoni, and whether Mason Clark is fit enough, it might be our only option on Saturday. Yeah.
And Vicky, Matty Grimes, I thought he had a cracking game last weekend. He's key this weekend, isn't he? Maybe dropping back to help Bobby and Kitchen, or to try and spread the pass out wide, things like that. I mean, what do you think his mentality is going to be this weekend, and how much of a key player is he going into this game?
He is a key player, isn't he? And I think that we're seeing this season even more than the sort of telling of last season exactly why we brought a player like that in, what he offers. Just like controlling the game, really. He gives us that stability, because he's always just so calm, isn't he? He can take a ball under pressure and just deal with it, and so he just offers that out there and just that sort of stability and experience. And so, especially in a derby type game where there could be a few heads that get a bit lost if it gets a bit niggly, he's the sort of player that's just got that experience to sort of carry maybe some of the younger players through that. So yeah, I think this season we're seeing even more why that was such a great signing last January.
Yeah. Right, we're going to get some comments in just a second. Coming up later on the show, we have got Claire, our regular Birmingham fan. She's going to be joining us to let us know what the Birmingham fans are all thinking ahead of this weekend's game. Then we've got Neil, who he's part of the Birmingham Supporters Trust, and he's trying to start a campaign to get the away tickets for £30 because everyone's saying that ours are very, very steep. And also we've got our David Speedie night. If you haven't got your tickets already, head over now and get those. Or you can come tomorrow night and pay on the gate and pay on the door, sorry. And you can buy his book on the night, so bring some cash along. He'll sign it, have a picture taken with you as well. And later on in the show, we're going to talk about the home kit, the away kit, and the third kit to see which one you like the best. Right, Claudia, let's get some comments in because there's loads coming through.
Yeah, there is. We've got lots of evening alls. That's from Janet, Wayne, Rich T, Matt SB. Wayne Ghost says, welcome back, Miles. Where's the new shirt? In the post, apparently. Brian Tully, he says, loving the new opening titles. I knew I shouldn't have ignored those calls from the club during the week. I thought he was ringing. What are you ringing me up for? I don't want a new shirt. Anyway, Paul Cuttyford, can't find your Facebook, Miles.
Can't find what on Facebook?
Tickets. I can't find you on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Of course I'm on Facebook. I'm there.
So what new merch have you bought, Miles? Says Brian Tully. They all think you've been out shopping for a week. Mark Patman, evening guys, come on, Cov. We can beat the Blue Noses, going for a 2-1 win. So Janet reckons the third kit is smart.
Oh.
Alex, first navy and sky blue trim. Oh, he's found you now. Paul Cuttyford's found you. I'm glad to know. Rounds possibility. The glow in the dark kit is still awful, in my honest opinion. It's a really weird kit because look at it. That's the old Hummel one, isn't it? It's behind me, but it doesn't look.
You've moved it.
I've moved it. It looks 3 different shades every time you see it, depending what the light's like.
Oh, I think it's brilliant. I love it. I love the orange kit.
Yet again, the third kit trumps the away kit. Wayne Ghost. Alex Al, first navy, sky blue trim, second coral kit, third the sky blue top. Still not a huge fan of this year's home kit. I was a bit disappointed that the new training top is basically the blue version of Sunderland's top. I'll just put that out there. Wayne Litwood, evening all. Let's have Saturday. Beat these toilet bashes into submission. We'll get all the derogatory comments out before the Blues fans come on, I think. Then you can do your, oh, really pleased to see you. I'm really happy that you come on.
I don't know. You should have seen the podcast I was on with the Leicester guys last week. They weren't holding back.
Well, fair play to you. Oh, Claire's entered the studio. I've got to watch me P's and Q's now. As I was saying, we really are looking forward to seeing Birmingham City at the CBS this weekend. It's going to cost Claire a lot more than it did 2 seasons ago, that's for sure. Wayne Littlewood says that is 100% Claudio's vision. It's good to see lots of guesses for the guess the player and the game. Wayne Littlewood. Their away form is not great, but being a derby throws it out the window. Bench is very light if the starting 11 do not perform. I won't read out Glenn's long message, but it's basically to promote all things Sky Blue have been nominated for the podcast. So if you get on there, give them a vote. Give them a vote.
Get on there. Give them a vote. Yes. Get a Cov City podcast winning an award. Hey, that'd be ace.
We didn't get a shirt, but they could win an award.
Yes.
Super fan number 1. If we draw, people will jump in the fact that we are still unbeaten. A draw is a bad result.
We'll get Claire in a minute. We've got 2 minutes, Claire. Bear with us.
Mac and Cabby's there. Cabby, our Sunderland friend. Andrew Pettifer says, oh gosh, I need blocked him. I thought Frank had said he expects EMC to be available. That'd be good, actually. Wayne Ghost shouldn't have sent Rafa out on loan, which is what a lot of people have been saying. Or Frank Wood.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
I can only think they're trying to get somebody in, Miles. It just seems a weird thing to do. Frank Wood, I think Wolfie has put pressure on Thompson Kitchen to up their game.
Yeah.
It definitely looked it on Saturday. Peter Doolan, good evening, guys. I'm thinking drawing games is fine, but ultimately we need 3 points. Otherwise, we're going to be part of the chasing pack. Back on track says, would you consider playing Brower as a late sub on the left wing? Superfan number 1 says, Vicky, Wolf will only have one role in his mind. That is to play. Wayne Ghost, without a replacement for Mason Clark, would it be out of the question to play 5-3-2? It would with old Frank. He don't like it, does he? Hi, this is from Ian Small. Hi all, I'm flying over tomorrow. Hopefully we can win, depending upon injuries, I fear. This is from BCFC 26, who always comes on. Thomas was making mistakes since you brought the Wolf. He's improved. That's what competition for places does. Your podcast is far better than the ones that's going up for an award. How has that happened? We don't know. And we don't know why I've not got a shirt either. Anyway, I won't mention it again, probably. I will not mention it again.
Bingo.
It's a good job I'm sat in block 18 tomorrow. I mean, Saturday. Sonny Jacks, Gordon I don't know. I'm just guessing who it is. Finn, evening all. Looking forward to the game. About time we gave another team a good hiding. Enter Blues, PUSB. I'll do a couple more and then get Claire in.
Yeah, because she's got to go out. She's got to go out at 8:25. So she's got to. She's going to the opera. Yeah, she's going to the opera. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I wonder which one. Steve Livingston. Is that because she's posh? A posh brummie?
Yeah, it's because she's a posh brummie from Solihull.
So Solihull. It's the way you say it. It's all in the pronunciation. She'll tell you that.
Solihull.
Solihull. Ian Courts. Steve. I was guessing as well. Max will do Max O'Keefe. I was doing a guess as well. Right, I'll tell you what. Bring Claire in.
Let's get her in. Good evening, Claire.
Hiya, how you all doing?
All right, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very well.
Good, thanks for joining us again. We told everyone you were coming on, and everyone's all excited to see you.
Excellent.
Where were you last season?
Well, yeah.
Wow, yeah, I remember
lots
that.
of games, but not really quite at the level we'd want to be at.
Hey, so it's all right being in League One and buying the most expensive player ever to be bought in League One, isn't it?
Well, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun watching. It's a lot, yeah.
But I'm going to say it now. You've got a goalkeeper in your sticks that always plays well against us and has played for us before.
Yeah.
And every time he plays for someone that plays against us, he has a blinder. Ryan Allsop, how's he doing?
He is good. He's absolutely rock solid at the back, makes a massive difference. And the way he plays out as well, very lucky to have him. And he's, looks very comfortable this season as he did last, because he wasn't first choice at the start of last season. He came in for some cup games, really showed what he could do and kind of took over as, first choice keeper and, has never looked like kind of having to go from there since then. So, he's, good foundations to build from.
Yeah, and you had a cracking last minute winner last week, didn't you? Was it 94th minute or 96th minute or something?
Yeah, made very, very hard work of that. Plenty of possession, plenty of chances, which we haven't had. That's the first game. We had 2 or 3 games where it looked like we might never, ever, ever score again, really making hard work of it, passing it sideways, up and down the wings really, really well, and then just not being able to do anything with it. And it looked like it might be the same again. And finally, went in the back of the net right at the end. So for a deserved, we were the better team. We obviously were going to say that, but I felt like we did deserve it. But glad to get that goal because it's been a long time coming. I think it was nearly 4. We hadn't scored in the previous 3 games. It was in the first half of the game before that. So minutes wise, it was a very long time since we'd scored our previous goal.
Yeah. And I want to ask you this question now. You've got American owners. Wrexham have got American owners. Wrexham are spending a lot of money. You're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Are you as fans thinking this is it? We're going to go bounce back to back.
Well, there's a lot of. I think there is a lot of confidence, and Ipswich, I think, have set. They've set that precedent, haven't they? That people thought, oh, you can't do that. You can't go up twice, and obviously they've come back down again. So perhaps it isn't a great precedent to set. But I think. That's definitely, Tom Wagner, whenever he talks about it, that's always his aim that, we want to be in the Premier League. That's where, he won't sort of take anything less, if you like. So maybe not this season, and maybe actually it's best to take, an extra season to get there. But I think definitely that's where they want to be. And they're very keen to get there, but in the right way, spending sort of good money, not, being silly with it. I think they're business people as well, so not just sort of random spending and not kind of but more investing and looking at where we want to be long term. But I think there's a lot of positivity around, and with a little blip, we started off the season really well, had a little bit of a blip, perhaps sort of getting used to being back up in the Championship. But I think the expectation is that hopefully by the end of next season we'll be getting promoted again.
Yeah, it's going to be wide open this year. I think by the way things have started for Sheffield United, Ipswich, Southampton, they're all below you. They're all below us. No one would ever thought that they'd be down there, straight away. It's completely wide open, isn't it?
Definitely. We played, obviously, looked really, the fixtures came out. We got Ipswich first game, Sheffield United in the cup. I thought, well, that's going to be a really interesting test. But actually, Ipswich never looked like they were going to try and win the game and were very lucky to equalise. And Sheffield United were just terrible. I mean, I'm not surprised the manager's gone now, because they never, other than an amazing strike from Hamer from practically the halfway line that, even beat Ryan Alsop. Because it wasn't Ryan Alsop, that was right, because it was in the cup, wasn't it? So it wasn't even him that it did beat. But they just didn't look like they were ever going to win a game all season, playing the way they did, giving the ball away, really poor. Not even a close game at all. So I'm not surprised that they've already changed their manager. But yes, it's been really interesting, because you think those would be perhaps the two of the best teams we'd come up against, and actually haven't at all looked like they're going back up anytime soon. But yeah, you're right, that anybody could beat anybody, can there? That's what makes it exciting, I think, in the Championship more so than other leagues, isn't it? Is that it's very, very close. Any game could go any way, and you never quite know what you're going to turn up and get.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have thought Middlesbrough would be top of the table, unbeaten, won every game, and then Stoke, and then the rest of us are all so close to knocking on the door. Anyone could go second on Saturday. That's Definitely. How close it is. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But the way you've turned things around as a club. We've gone lower than that, and we turned things around. And you helped us out. It's so good to see a team to drop out and then to turn it around to try and come back strong. And you have come back strong. And I think it's probably all to do with your owners. You've redone the ground. You've made it intimidating at the ground. I hear it's some electric in it. I'm dreading coming there this season. I'm dreading it.
Oh, you'll be welcome. Don't worry, we'll be fine. But yeah, no, it is. It's a complete. And I think we almost needed to go down. We'd hovered in, we'd finished 18th, 19th for maybe 6, 7. So like my youngest is 12, and I think the entire time he's been going since he was 4 or 5, we've finished somewhere near the bottom, once in sort of 20, things like that. So it's been really, and I think we almost needed to go down, finally have it happen, instead of just about avoiding it on the last day every season and then just start again and hopefully build back up again. But yeah, it's definitely, it feels like a different atmosphere, different place. The ground, it's nicer. They put money in, even though we're, looking at moving not long, and it would probably be a lot easier to say, we won't bother spending anything, we'll just save it up. But they've, gone for it, made it, a nicer place to be, to spend a bit more time pre-match with the food and, bars and stuff like that, and made it a bit of live music sometimes. I think a lot of clubs are kind of going that way, aren't they? More that it's, making it more of a day out rather than just come for the football, go home again, but spend a bit of time there, making more of a sort of family friendly day out. There's still obviously lots of other people around, if something for everyone there, but yeah, they've kind of tried to make it somewhere that it's a nice place to spend the afternoon and hopefully enjoy a win.
And what are the fans thinking going into this weekend?
I think we're not quite sure. We're obviously very optimistic right at the beginning of the season, a little bit up and down since then. Results haven't always gone. The game against Leicester, we felt very unlucky. We went 1-0 down. It was a close game. We were, pushing for the equaliser, went 2-0 down. So it didn't really feel like that reflected the scoreline, and hoping to come back stronger after the break. And then it just sort of feels a little bit on the edge. We've got people, lots of new players. I think he's still testing out how do they all fit together, what's the best kind of starting lineup, how do they all kind of fit together. Kyogo has odd moments of looking absolutely brilliant, but I still don't think we've quite worked out how to feed balls into him to get him to score. And so it just still feels like it hasn't quite sort of gelled and settled yet. And, fingers crossed it will, and they'll sort of work out what the combination is, or who plays with who and quite where they go, because it feels a little bit at the moment, a bit of an experiment and a bit sort of settling down. But yeah, hopefully it will do soon, and we'll seeing Dyke score for you last weekend, that's one player I've probably taught for all of us lot here, that every time he plays against us he scores, doesn't he, Vic? He does. You know what I mean? So is he likely to start or come on as sub, or he's probably not. he's not first choice, not a starting player. I think he'd only been on 10 minutes, even though we scored and didn't score till the 94th minute. I think he'd only come on in maybe the 84th, 5th minute. So he hadn't been on long. Very different. I mean, Kyogo is quite slight. He's fast. Like a completely different player. And I think at that point we were just going for getting some balls up and in, and the tallest sort of lineup we could go for when he came on. He looked really good last season. I'm not quite sure. We have got other sort of strikers, other people who are playing up front, and I don't know how much game time he'll get, unless Chris Davis has been looking at that and thinking about how he does against you guys and working that into his plans. But yeah, I think Stansfield, Kyogo, would always start ahead of him. But yeah, unless he goes with the prior performances against particular teams.
I mean, Stansfield. How's he been performing since coming back from the Euros? Because obviously being an under-21 winner, how's he been for this season in the Championship? Has he found it a little bit tricky?
I think he looked a little bit, I think because of that, he's looked slightly tired, like most, I think a lot of our team came back really fresh, really motivated, really wanting to start, just carrying on from last season, particularly in those first couple of games against Ipswich and Sheffield United. He's looked a little bit, like he's already sort of in the middle of a hard season and kind of perhaps hasn't had, he's still quite young. I think he's had a couple of knocks as well. And so I'm not sure that's massively suited us. Obviously he did brilliantly and a really great experience for him, but hasn't, perhaps suited us in terms of getting, him fresh for the season and sort of raring to go. But always, absolute quality again when he gets the right balls through and gets in those positions and stuff, amazing quality if they get it set up right and, make the best of him.
And how do you think you are going to set up this Saturday?
I don't know. I mean, I got this horribly wrong when I came on before, didn't I? Because I came on like a couple of seasons ago, said we weren't ever going to score ever again that season, and then had some sort of random moment of. So I don't know if I'm the best person to ask that and predict kind of how this might go. I think it is going to be a tight game, isn't it? I think everyone's sort of fighting for. Because it's so close at the top, isn't it? So tight, and I think definitely this season we've noticed. We haven't got the space and the time that we did last season, and kind of getting used to that and having to, sort of try a bit harder. I think last season we scored a lot of goals late in games because we got better fitness, better, people to bring on and stuff, and not quite the same this season. So I think, it's going to be a tight one. I'm not sure how it's going to go.
And do you play a high press, or do you when especially away from home, do you play a high press, or do you put everyone behind the ball and do a low block? How do you set up when you're playing away?
They do. No, they're always very, attacking. Still very much, Chris Davis very much about possession. So, trying to keep possession, but definitely does get, go for a press when they can. Got super fast wingers as well. Damari Gray's looked really good. Again, he's had a couple of knocks, particularly against Leicester. I think he probably, if he hadn't been playing against Leicester, I think he'd have probably come off injured, but didn't want to and didn't quite look, right in that game. But yeah, we've got, really fast, on both wings. So definitely a big part of the game. And then, just see how it goes.
Yeah, I was worried before this interview, and I'm even more worried now going into this game Saturday. especially if you go after De Silva. Oh my word! God, shortest man in the Championship, I think. Has any of the panel got any questions for the lovely Claire? And we got some lovely comments coming in for you, Claire. We'll get Claudio on them in a minute.
Claire, looking at what happened the season, when Wayne Rooney was there, can you fully trust these owners? Have they actually said what the attraction was? Arriving at Birmingham, that must have been shocking itself, to be honest.
Well, definitely. No, I can only imagine what Tom Brady thought on his first trip. Landing at the airport and driving up the A45 to the ground. Must have wondered what on earth he was doing. But I think that they very openly said of all the things they did in that first season, that was the mistake that they made, and they've kind of owned up to that he wasn't the right choice. And they spent a lot of time when they when they picked Chris Davis, they spent, interviewed loads of people, interviewed him sort of, a few times, and they really, really sort of, I guess, learnt from having got it wrong. And that wasn't, I think they, looked at a name, looked at somebody who would have international appeal and things. I mean, that's definitely something they're interested in. We see before our games lots of promotions of kickoff times, in different countries all around the world, that kind of stuff. I think they're definitely interested in that. But yeah, I think they've definitely admitted that wasn't a good choice, and really spent time, loads of research, lots of interviews before they appointed Chris Davis to avoid kind of doing that again. Then obviously with Tony Mowbray, very unfortunate how that sort of turned out. I think otherwise that would have been a really good appointment, and again would have made a difference. But really interesting looking at the points we got over that season under the different managers, under sort of Tony Mowbray, Gary Rout when he came in, and John Eustace at the start of the season, we'd have been in playoff winning form, and then under sort of Wayne Rooney, and so when it goes wrong, it went very wrong and ended up with us going down. But with the same, same players, same sort of facilities, all those other things sometimes people talk about, but actually, if you look at the points and how it went, it very much looks to be down to who was in charge at the time and how that went. But definitely this season feels a lot more optimistic. Sellout crowds. I think same as you guys, people waiting lists for season tickets and stuff. So a lot of interest and a lot of hope, and that they'll do well.
Yeah, the waiting list. I reckon it's hilarious. I still find that funny now that there's a waiting list. People pay to join the waiting list. I thought, this is Coventry City. How's this happening?
I reckon when your owner flew into Birmingham, he'd watched that many games on TV. He thought he was buying the Sky Blues, not Birmingham City. You never know, do you? Never know. Yeah. Where's she gone? Where's she gone? She gone?
What are you doing?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch nothing. We've got some comments coming in for Claire, haven't we, Claudio? There's some lovely comments coming through.
Yeah, Ian Small says, I'll get it up. Claire sounds like a BBC overseas correspondent. Delightful. That's not a real voice, Ian. Trust you. You wait till she's angry. She's at the sea. Are you going on Saturday, by the way?
I am going on Saturday. Yeah, I've taken out my extra mortgage to afford to take myself and my children. So, but I appreciate, obviously, I think because assuming you guys all got season tickets, but I guess anyone that hasn't is paying those same prices, aren't they? So, we'll all be poor together after we've been to that one.
How much did it cost you for the day?
It has cost £166 for 4 tickets, 2 of whom are children. So yeah.
Claire, can I ask, how much was it 2 years ago? Because it was over £100 then for the 4 of you.
That was about the same, but we got 5 tickets that time. This time we've only got 4 for slightly more money. And it is more that we've been to Leicester and Stoke recently, and that was I think 96 and 111. So it is considerably more than we're paying anywhere else.
Well, later on, we're going to be talking about ticket prices. We've got Dave from your supporters group. Neil, sorry, what did I say, Dave? Neil, I meant Neil. Neil from your supporters group are coming on, and we're going to talk about tickets a little bit later on. So.
You're doing your Only Fools and Horses then, weren't you? Dave. Make sure you leave the toilets. I don't want you wrecking our toilets this time.
I promise not to touch the toilets. That will not be me. I fear for their safety, but I will have nothing to do with that.
So, Claire, where are you going to get another 30,000 fans to fill Wagner's new stadium? Is he going to steal them from Villa?
I don't think so. Their plan, and I think it's feels like a good one, is that obviously people support their clubs and stuff, but there's a lot of people who do support Blues who don't go at the moment, and we sold 50,000 tickets to Wembley. We've done that before. There's people out there, and I think that's the idea, is that they pick up the people who haven't been for a while, maybe families were interested, haven't been back for a while, haven't thought it was somewhere that was a nice, perhaps a nice place to go, or somewhere that they want to go regularly. And the idea is build on that, doing lots with I think a lot of clubs do this, but doing lots of work with local schools, things like that, trying to get people in, make it a nice experience for women to go, families, children to go. And I think they talk about it competing with, do you go to the cinema, do you do something else? It's not kind of competing with other clubs and stuff like that, but it's competing with what are your other options for something to do on a Saturday afternoon, and trying to make it something that and hopefully that the price won't end up too crazy. Ours seem to have stayed. Our season tickets were similar prices. They dropped them when we got relegated, and then they've kept them at a fairly similar price this year. It hasn't gone up too much. My kids have all got a little bit older, so sometimes that skews it a little bit in terms of them, hitting the next sort of age band and things, but hasn't, gone up massively this year.
But in fairness, we've gained 20,000 fans in the last 5 or 6 years. So for any City fan, our lot, to take the mick really is ridiculous, because our fan base has shot up. I think it's the biggest rise out of all the EFL clubs. So I'll read this. So is Claire?
It's that good. It's that good. The club are even giving fans free shirts now.
I know.
we're not talking about that though, are we?
Oh no, we're not talking about that. No.
Brian Tony says Claire giving Will's mum from In-Betweeners and Nigella Lawson vibes. Now stop it, because Claire's kids could be watching.
Hey, I'm not being funny. These lot are flirting with Claire tonight. What's going on? She's going to come.
I don't know what to say to that. Go back to the football.
James will be dragging her off in a minute. Get off.
Can I ask, before we go into more comments, what specifically is Birmingham City's weakness at the moment, and who are you fearful of from the Sky Blues, if anyone?
I think that weakness is that we're not quite sure who's where, what's going on, and quite how it gels together. So I think on our day, if we get that right, it's sort of in our hands that we, if we get it right, we gel well together. We sort of play our game and get on with it. But I think it just hasn't quite, and I think we're all sort of hoping that it will kind of click, and that we can just get it all to kind of work together. And then but I don't know, man, I know you guys are doing really well. You're scoring loads of goals and stuff. We've seen a lot of that, so I think that is where we look a little bit. We against Leicester, we're pushing for a goal, and then vulnerable on the break. While we're trying to do that, because we have struggled to score. So I think we are going to have to push up. We are going to have to, work hard to try and score. But then, that leaves those gaps, and it ends up at 2-0 instead of going up and equalising. So I think that's probably where it could go wrong.
We all know what happens when fans come on and say they struggle to score, and then they come to Coventry.
I think I did say that last time when we for the home game.
In about 4 or 5, plus also a player score that hasn't scored for 3 or 4 seasons, just like we did at Derby. You can see it now, can't you? Oh, we struggled to score so far this season. Bang, play Coventry 4-0.
I'd be very happy with that. I feel I got my money's worth if that's how it turns out. I'd be very happy with that.
Mark Patman says, "Hi Claire, do you go to home and away matches? Wow, that's a great supporter for you. Gosh, what do you do for work? Good on you. What's going on here?"
What did I say?
So we've got season tickets. We go to all the home games that we can get to, and then probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 away games. We obviously try to go to the nearby ones, not so much, midweek ones in sort of Blackburn and stuff, not so much, just depending on, what else we've got on. And like to go to the ones where we can. I went to university in Sheffield, so I'm always keen to go back up there and stuff. So we kind of pick them depending on where they are, and ticket availability much better this season. We really struggled last season to actually get tickets because the grounds were so much smaller, and we haven't got the super high priority. It's I think ours is like less complicated than yours, where there's just sort of gold, silver and bronze and platinum. And we hadn't got the level to kind of get into the smaller grounds where there's only 1,000 away tickets. But I think, this season, that's definitely an advantage. There's more, more games away games where we're going to get tickets and reach the priority level that we've got.
Andy McCormack is an Oxford United fan, and he's commenting here. He says, Birmingham City, the EFL club that has been relegated more often than any other. Keep right on to the end of the road. It's called the National League.
I'm hoping that isn't the end of our road. We are not, that's not our current direction of travel, fingers crossed. So,
that's right for an Oxford fan, isn't it? An Oxford fan getting all there, eh?
Definitely. I think that was one of the things Davis talks about there when he started. I think we'd lost more games in the previous 5 seasons than any other team in the league, because we kept finishing so near the bottom without actually getting relegated. I think other teams did go down when a few games came back up and things, but we just kept sort of sitting there at the bottom and losing lots and lots of games. But hopefully we can turn that around and, try and go the right direction out the league.
Gary Gardner says, Claire gonna cook up something special. Nigel ain't got nothing on her.
Just some goals for Saturday, hopefully.
And it's another reference in between us. Sorry, Claire. Is this guy still with Mr. Gilbert?
I don't know. What are they like?
We have fun on our podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Are we gonna get some scores then? Let's get some scores. Come to you first, Jack, because you're taking tally of these. On bottom of the table at the moment.
Yeah, we'll share those again in a bit. Do you know what? I've already put my prediction in, and I'm glad you've come to me first. Claire, I actually agree with you. I think that you'll play some nice attacking football and we'll beat you 2-0. So that's what I'm going for, a nice 2-0 win for the Sky Blues. And can I just say, Ken has messaged in. He is also going for a 2-0 win to the Sky Blues.
Oh, Don, you can't have the same scoreline.
Oh, you can.
Well, I'd already put mine in and he messaged separately, so don't shoot the messenger.
Go on then, Victoria.
Does that mean I can't have 2-0 then? Because that's what I was going to say.
You're welcome to
carry on. Have 2-0. Go on, copy everyone. Why not? Go on, Vicky. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 then. Yeah, 2-0 then.
2-0. Okay. Claire, we'll come to you.
So, who I would like us to win, obviously like us to win, and dream score will be that we win 2-1, but we might lose 2-1.
Okay. And Italian Stallion, what are you having?
Blues have only beaten us twice since 1984 at home.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but you know what happened to you know what happened hold on a minute. You had them stats when we played Sunderland in the playoffs.
I know, it's shocking. 2006 they beat us when Nicholas Bentner scored. I think it was the year you went up, promoted, I think. And before then it was 1984 when I think you won to stay into the old First Division. I think Mick Hartford scored.
Oh my God.
Way back, yeah. So it's interesting. And I think we're due a couple of goals. We will concede without a shadow of a doubt. I can't see us not conceding against this lot. They got 2 tricky forwards and we got 2 central defenders who struggle against tricky forwards, and I think we will concede 1. But I think we'll scrape it 2-1, I think. And I've got a feeling it's going to be one hell of a... Well, the atmosphere is going to be sensational. We know that. And that's what we want. And it's weird, isn't it? It's not often you play against a team who both hate the Villa. So it's great, isn't it, really? We can all sing...
Definitely all sing together.
All join in, at least do it once.
Yeah.
Right. So my decision. Now, I'm going off this stat. I've got my own stat here. Okay. And
hang on a minute. You're making me redundant.
Yeah, I've got my own stat. Right. West Brom moaned about the ticket prices 2 seasons ago. They sold out the away end. They were bottom of the table when they were about to play us, and they were moaning because they were down the bottom of the table. Right. So they were moaning about that. We beat them. Then Then we played West Brom last season and they moaned about the ticket prices last season and they sold out and we beat them. So this season, you lot have moaned about bloody tickets, right? And you're going to beat us 2-1.
That was a very long answer.
Can I just say, Miles, you are now officially the first person that has predicted us to lose a game of football this season out of the team.
No, I put 2-1 to Leicester last weekend.
Oh, I've got it down as a 2-1 win for Cov. So
No,
I change that.
No, I put a 2-1 defeat to Leicester.
Well, you still get no points, so it doesn't matter.
No, but there you go. So there you are then. That's it then. Well, Claire, you've got to shoot off now. Are you going somewhere nice?
I have. I'm just going to a friend's house, but so nothing too crazy, but I shall make my way. But it was good to see you all, and I hope it's a good game and it's entertainment for the good value for money. And I will catch up with you.
Don't say where you're going. Don't say where you're going, because after this lot are going to follow you, I reckon.
Oh, by the way, Finn's put this up. He says, we're only joking, Claire. You did save our club. Yawn. have a great night, Claire. We've got Neil sitting in the background who's going to come on and talk about tickets. So we'll see you for the return leg.
Absolutely. Thanks ever so much for having me.
See you, Claire.
Thanks, Claire.
And listen. Good luck for the rest of the season, but not this Saturday.
Same to you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Now we've got Neil waiting in the background. Let's get a few more comments in quickly, and we'll bring Neil in from the Blues Trust, and they're going to be talking about the ticket prices, and he's trying to get a campaign together. But before we do, don't forget, head over, get your David Speedie tickets. You can come on the night, come down to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. If you haven't got them yet, and you want to just come down tomorrow night, it's going to be a great night. Doors open at 7 and hopefully starting for about 7:30, which would be absolutely superb. We've got a quiz, we've got book signing, we've got interviews with David Speedie on stage, and then after the break, we'll get a Q&A from the audience as well. It's going to be brilliant. Absolutely superb. I can't wait. Right, and competition time. Guess the game and guess the player. Get your guesses in. You can win a Sky Blues Fans TV mug tonight. All you got to do is guess the player, guess the team we're playing, and Jack is making notes. Right, Claudio, do you want to introduce our next guest? Because I think you've got all the questions, haven't you?
Well, there's one major question, which I think Neil will talk about it. Yeah, let's get Neil in from the Birmingham City Trust.
Okay, here he is.
Hello all.
Evening, Neil. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourselves?
Not too bad. Obviously, you contacted me because I made comments, and we're all members of the FSA, the Football Supporters Association, and we discussed lots of things. And obviously, ticketing is one of those things that we talk about, amongst safety and all kinds of other stuff that affects supporters. Now, you are hoping to run a campaign, aren't you, for to normalise the ticket pricing, basically, to a certain level, which is fair across the board. And this is for all clubs, isn't it? Not just and obviously this is a pricey weekend, but this isn't the reason. You'd already started up this campaign anyway, didn't you?
Yeah. So and I think this weekend really highlights it, as I'm sure you've talked earlier in your show about. Tickets for away fans, £45 for this game, as I think they will be for the visits of Leicester and West Brom to Coventry. And clearly £45, an awful lot of money for a lot of people. Now, in the Premier League, there has been now for several seasons a voluntary £30 cap on away prices, which the Premier League teams have all signed up for and all implement. But efforts to do that in the EFL have so far fell on stony ground. So, in talking to the FSA, as we understand it, this issue was discussed between the EFL clubs at their AGM. It didn't actually get to a vote, but having a voluntary £30 cap was discussed. But obviously, it was not sufficiently supported that it never got to a vote, and therefore was never implemented. So therefore those of us who support EFL teams, particularly those of us who support now Championship teams, are faced with ticket prices above £30. In this case, the most I think we've paid this year will be the £45 at Coventry, but certainly we've had other away games this season, some of which have been sort of 35, so above that cap as well. So one of the things that we've been talking between some clubs and with the FSA about is really trying to mount a bit of a campaign on this. We've had some local publicity in the sort of Birmingham press, but I think when it comes down to it, the decision makers here are the clubs themselves. It's the EFL clubs who are not implementing any sort of voluntary agreement. So one of the things that we're trying to do and trying to coordinate with the FSA is to say, let's start with the Championship clubs. We've got 24 groups of fans here. What we can try and do is to come up with some agreed communique between all 24 of us, which, let's say, we make public, but we write to our own individual club ahead of the next AGM and say, look, we, the fans of Birmingham City, want you, Birmingham City, to agree to a £30 voluntary cap for away fans next season. If all 24 of us in the Championship do that, talk to our approach our clubs in a sort of coordinated way and have some publicity behind it, I think it will be increasingly, basically it's to put the pressure on the clubs to do the right thing. So that's really what we are, what we're trying to do. And so clearly looking to use our FSA network, Claudio, that you referred to coordinate that. So that's where we are.
The 20 is plenty. Where was that campaign? Was that Premier League or was that in the Championship when that came out?
I thought it was the Premier League, and in the end, it got to 30. But clearly the Premier League 30 is way better than the EFL. Nothing. I mean, at one stage, a couple of seasons, well, perhaps more than that. 2 or 3 seasons back, perhaps let's say, there was a situation where for a couple of games we had bilateral arrangements. So in other words, let's say between Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday, I can't remember who it was now, whereby each of the 2 clubs agreed that for that game, the maximum away ticket would be 20 or 25. I can't remember what it was, but that was just on a bilateral basis. That was certainly when we had different ownership to what we have now. But I think there's in my view, no reason why we shouldn't be looking to replicate what's in the Premier League, and perhaps rather than having that £30, perhaps it should be 25. I don't know. But it's certainly should be more than 30. If you can watch Premier League football as an away fan for £30, you shouldn't be paying more for that in the Championship, in my view.
I think we had an agreement with Leeds, didn't we, a couple of years back? Was it Leeds where it's like a gentleman's agreement?
Yeah, I mean, I think Leeds was one of the things we had that agreement with, but it was they were a couple of, if you like, bilateral agreements.
Actually, no, I think they wanted to, and our owner said no, because I think, and then they just charged us the full price, didn't they? I think that's what happened. I'm sure there's something like that. Was that right?
That was that was 2 seasons ago, I think, and it was 40 odd quid a ticket. And then I think Swansea did it for us. I think was 20 quid, was it? I think Swansea was one season. So there was a gentleman's agreement with some of the teams, but Leeds wise, we said no, and basically they said no then. So that was it.
Yeah. The trouble we've got, Neil, is that we've got an owner who likes to make money at the minute. And I think Yes, exactly. Two new owners as well, aren't they?
Yes,
They both
yeah.
came votes about the same time, and they'll say market forces will say that we can charge this, and the response by you guys would have been was not to buy any tickets for this game and say we're not paying it, because it's an emotional game, isn't it? And people want to watch their
Yeah.
club, and it's so difficult not to buy a ticket when it's down the road and you want to watch the game. So there's going to be some clubs that are going to really resist against this, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a couple of things I point to make here. So yeah, on the one hand, yeah, you're right. The away end has sold out. But in society, in the community, there are people who are genuinely not being able to afford that £45. So either they're not going, and frankly, more well-off people who are sort of further down a pecking order are going. Perhaps the owners don't mind that, but certainly from a community perspective, that doesn't sit right with me. I mean, secondly, what several of the Blues fans groups, including our own, are saying is encouraging fans that do go to not spend any money at Coventry City outlets. So any sort of fan bars, retail outlets, food outlets. If you want to buy something away from the ground. Don't give your money to Coventry in other ways. And we'll see that on Saturday. So if you like, I don't know, economically it may backfire. I don't for the club. I don't know, but certainly I think there is in my view a bit of a trend in football whereby if we're not careful, we'll overdo the commercialism side of things at the expense of community and the real fans. And in my view, that's not what football is about.
Yeah, I think what surprised us with this game is that he's charging the same for us as well, for the ones who haven't got a season ticket. Because normally in the past, I think the guys might agree with me that the away fans have played always a little bit more than the home fans, but they're costing the same. So some of our seats are £55 for this one. So yes, exactly. I mean, my season ticket, wow, £20 a game it works out at is fantastic. So that's the way to go, isn't it? But you haven't got that choice, have you, for an away fan?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you think then you can get everybody on board? I think you will get fans on board. If we can get to a football game cheaper, then it's worth a letter, isn't it? And see what happens. But
exactly.
Like I said, you've probably got though. There'll be some clubs, and he'll say no. And this reminds me of a bit like the Premier League, where they were voting for, I can't remember which competition it was, and teams like, I think it was Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford, who you'd think would side with the Championship, the EFL, were voting as the same as the big boys in that division. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, you guys were in our league 3 seasons ago. So there will be clubs, I can guarantee. I mean, I'm happy to do it on behalf of the fan base, to write a letter to Doug and say, are you willing to consider a price cap on away tickets, because all the other clubs are going to go for this, but I can guarantee clubs like ours, possibly yours maybe, won't go along with it, because we sort of see ourselves as slightly higher than some of the other clubs, whether or not we should do or not.
Yeah, I don't know whether
it's difficult.
The thing is, Claudio, you could Claudio, you could hand deliver ours.
I could, yeah.
I mean,
do you have meetings with the owners as the trust? Do you actually manage to get in to see them?
So it's a bit of a bone of contention. We have links into them, and so they're certainly aware of the feeling on this.
Because we can raise the question anyway, because Jack's been to those meetings with me where we can actually put the question forward: would they consider capping tickets at a certain level?
And I think if you get, I don't know, let's suppose you get 20 out of the 24 championship clubs next season, eventually there comes a point where there's enough peer pressure from everybody else that the people just go along with it. I think. I mean, clearly, it's happened in the Premier League, and yeah, arguably, you've got clubs there who are just as interested in the revenue as some of the clubs in the Championship. So it is possible, and I don't. It's worth it. It's, in my view, it's definitely worth a go. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, I know when Claire said she's spending 160 odd pounds, was it, on the 4 tickets? It blows your mind, doesn't it? Really, it's a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
hold on, but you see, you're saying this about tickets. My boss bought his 2 kids and his wife to the QPR game last season. Was last season, wasn't it? Season before, last game of the season, and we were charging then £25 for an under 15 if they weren't a junior Sky Blue. So my boss paid 50 quid for 2 kids who were 6 years of age each, so 25 quid each. So this ticket pricing has been around for a while. As you say, is it peer pressure? It depends, doesn't it? I mean, we've only just bought the ground. We're trying to get as much money as we can back in the coffers, ready for January or ready for next summer. So, at the end of the day, all clubs are in this to make money. An owner is here to make money. They're not a fan, and they're not running the club as a fan. They're running the club as a business. And if Doug King thinks he can make more money by putting the tickets up to the prices he's put up, then you're going to get clubs doing it. Look at Leeds, they stuck to it. And you're going to get teams coming down that are going to pay or going to stick with their prices at a higher price, because the goal at the end of this is to get to the Premier League. And you're not going to, it's like we say on this show, we now buying players much better quality than we had done 3-4 years ago, because of the way ticket prices have gone, because of the way the fan base has come back in. And maybe, clubs need to look at, I remember the old days, you used to be able to buy an away season ticket, didn't you? Do you remember? Maybe there's a thing there. Maybe there's a thing there. You could buy an away season ticket, to keep the cost down, or, something like that, or membership where you get discount on away tickets, or I don't know. It's hard because, and the reason I say this is because Frank Wood's come in, and he's gone, Premier League teams get a lot of money from TV than the EFL. Give us the same amount, and then the clubs will be able to afford to pay to put a £30 cap on things. He's got a good point there, hasn't he, Neil? Do you think?
Well, clearly, I would say that ticket revenue is a higher proportion of the total revenue in the in the Championship than it is in the Premier League. But I think there's a degree of balance here. I think as a club, you want to balance the commercialism between the community side of things, and let's see what happens Saturday. As I say, from a Birmingham fan perspective, several of the organisation, including ourselves, encouraging fans, if they go to the ground, not to spend any money there. So the Coventry City accountants are going to look, okay, we're getting £45 for 2,500 fans, whatever it is. But what's happened to our bar takings in the away end? What's happened to the food outlets in the away end? And I think there's you may find at the end of the day that economically it isn't quite as commercially it isn't quite as advantageous as you might think. So let's see that. But I come back to you. It's about striking the right balance. And I just think if we're not careful, we start pricing people out of this. And they say football for me has always been a community game. Community sport.
Oh, it is a community game. We all agree with that, and some of the prices are ridiculous. But Janet's got a good point. Yes, but what about all the extra police for Saturday? Because of the way things are, with rivalries and things like that. I know, we sort of we do get on quite well, but there are a few, the odd few that want to cause a little bit of a rift. Also, you know, the last time you came, you ripped toilets and sinks off the walls. You know, so there's that cost and the extra policing in the ground, outside the ground. So you can understand, without clubs like you, or well, you've got more money than we have. I know, you know, I was talking, you know, because you got new owners. Doug ain't as rich as your owners. You know, so for you, it's probably but you get but you've got a Premier League advertising budget. We haven't. You know, Wrexham's the same. Apparently, Wrexham, their advertising income last season was like a mid-table Premier League team. So Birmingham's going to be the same with the amount of media and everything else your guys own. So you got to, you know, I agree on both sides of this. I'm putting a level head on here. I have to agree on both sides on this. I agree it's too expensive. I agree that we should have it cheaper. But then the cost of living's going up, the cost of wages are going up, the cost of policing's going up. So if you're charging 30 quid a ticket, how does a club cover the costs for all the other outgoings? You know, you can see it, can't you? Where clubs like yourself, Wrexham and things like that, they won't worry about that because you've got bottomless pits. We haven't got that. We've only just bought our ground. And Doug ain't got all the money in the world. So how, you know, minimum wage has gone up. Everything's gone up. So why is it tickets can't go up?
Well, let's just move the conversation on slightly. Okay, yeah, we've got rich owners, but I think that's a bit of a sort of incidental point. In West Brom, who we're coming to your ground at some point, the £45 also applies to them, and they certainly don't have owners as rich as either of our two. I don't think so. But for me, it's the principle of the thing. Yeah, £45 is just, I just think, horrendous. It is pricing some people out, and I think it would be fairer if there was a some sort of cap. Obviously, it applies to you guys as well. If the club were to talk to me about, if Birmingham were to talk to me about the return game, I'd very much be in the camp. Don't charge them more than don't charge them more than £30. Yeah, we don't want to go in a tit for tat here. Two wrongs don't make a right. Let's the reciprocal for us only being charged £30 in the future is that you do the same for the opponents. I think it works both ways. So but
if you look at clubs like Oxford, who have only got 3 sides to the ground, they've only got a small fan base, and they charge a maximum of £30. I mean, they ain't 30 quid anyway, are they? Oxford, I think it's 28 quid. But you imagine if they had moved into a new stadium, they've got to raise revenue. They're not as, they haven't got as much money as you guys or Wrexham or Ipswich or Sheffield United. These parachute teams have come down, Leicester, Southampton. You think about the smaller teams, Preston, another one. They don't have a big following. You got to admit that it's going to be hard. Like someone's put in here earlier on, it's different for the Premier League because they get all the TV money. For clubs like us and Oxford and smaller teams in the Championship, they have to maximise revenue. And if maximising revenue is to sell tickets, not forgetting it ain't just the away fans who are paying that money. The home fans are paying that money this weekend. So, and it's the same across the board. So how it's all right capping it, but how are smaller clubs going to be able to afford to run a club with everything going up in price, with cost of living and everything? How is a smaller club going to compete? The gap's going to get bigger because they're not going to earn as much money because they ain't going to be able to charge the money because it's capped. Can you see where I'm coming from?
I see. I see your arguments. I still think you've got to get the balance right. And I think £45 isn't. Yeah. And at some point, you just start pricing people out of the game, and they go away and find something else to do. And at the moment, yes, we're still very much in a sort of perhaps a golden age of football. The Premier League's getting more money, but at some point, I'm I don't know, looking at you all around here, I think I'm somewhat older than yourselves, and I can remember when back in the 80s we'd have crowds of, I don't know, 10,000 or so. Yeah, we lost a lot of fans at that juncture, and the more you price people out of it now, at some point it risks rebounding on you in the future. So I think we need to be mindful that things aren't always going to be as rosy as they are today. At some point in the future, the game is reliant, I think, on the ultimately on the fan base.
Yeah,
I think you made some great points, Neil, and I think
brilliant.
In the coming weeks we'll put this forward to our viewers basically, and we'll even run a poll on it basically. I think majority will give the support to do with ticket pricing. I think it'll be a positive result actually. You mentioned football in the 80s. I was just saying, I remember Mick Hartford scoring the last minute winner.
That was a cracking,
Highfield Road.
Yes, that was absolute cracking game. It was my first time I've seen us win at Highfield Road. That was
exactly, and also the time we loaned back off you Mick Ferguson, who scored the goal.
Oh yeah, I can remember that. Well, so that day. You'd had last game of the season. I think we were both vying to stay up, and we'd loaned you Ferguson. He scores and you win, and we drew, I think, with Southampton 0-0. And Hartford had been suspended for that game, I think, because he'd been booked in the previous game against Liverpool. So we had no centre forward. All the fans say the logical thing to do is just to bring Ferguson back, but no. So
we did find that funny that he scored the goals to keep us up and you went down. Bizarre.
Yeah, yes.
What do you think? Are you going Saturday after all this talk about tickets? Are you going Saturday?
Unfortunately, I cannot make Saturday, which I couldn't have. I couldn't have made it. It was £30 or 45. But from the Blues Trust, my vice chair is going. But I've got a family engagement on Saturday. But I think it'll be a great game.
And I think it's wonderful that we got 5 Midland clubs up in the top 7. I think it's great. It's like the old days of the Premier League, isn't it? In Division 1, we used to have about 8 teams in the top flight. So, but thanks.
Yes, I've done the previous 2 away games at Stoke and Leicester, and it's good to see the Midlands.
And we're all looking forward to going to St Andrews while it's still there. A great old stadium, as far as I'm concerned.
We'll be very happy to.
Before I let you go, I'll just remind you, we did win the league at St Andrews.
Yes, indeed. Yes, our generosity too.
Yes. And I always find it funny that we only lost 3 games in 42, and I always say Blues managed to lose 3 in 1 week at home, and we were like,
regularly.
And for years, we could never win at St Andrews. It's bizarre how it happened. That's the
thing is, Claudio. Blues won the league at St Andrews.
I know. But yes,
it's great to see you back in your stadium and back in the championship. So looking forward to
owning it. That's the main thing. Neil, thanks for coming on, and
brilliant,
we will
Neil.
listen to Ross, and thanks for because I believe the fans need to be united on certain stuff, and this is one of them, I believe. Anyway, but thanks
Neil,
for coming on.
Neil, keep in touch, and we, when you're ready to send all the letters out, we'll get one out as well.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. Thanks again, guys.
Cheers.
Brilliant.
Yes, good luck for the rest of the season, apart from Saturday.
Yes. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Superb. Love it. Right, let's get some comments. Oh, before you do comments, don't forget davidspeedie tomorrow night. I'm pushing it. We are over 120 tickets sold. Let's get to 150 for tomorrow night. It'll be absolutely superb. It's going to be a banging night. And there's a raffle, there's a quiz, there's a book signing. Bring some cash because davidspeedie will be selling some books. Our lovely Ken He's picking Dave. He's picking Speedy up on the hotel. So, oh my God.
What,
I mean,
Marv, what
he's
time
gonna-
the doors open and what time's it kicking off?
7 o'clock doors open. Hopefully we're aiming for 7:15, 7:45 start. So 7 o'clock we get the doors open. Absolutely brilliant night. It's going to be superb. You're going to love it. Get down there. It's going to be a cracking night and you are not going to want to miss it. So please do. Now, before we go on to some comments, I've got exciting news, everybody.
Oh,
Woo! Got some exciting news. So after Davidspeedie, we have a new fans forum. It is live at the Old Shepherd in Kersley on Thursday, the 16th of October. Now, I think we're playing Blackburn on the Saturday at home, if I'm not mistaken. So we are doing a live fans forum at the Old Shepherd, Thursday, the 16th of October, Kersley in Coventry. We are going to have we're going to do a quiz. We're going to do a live forum. We're going to talk about what we're expecting ahead of Blackburn. We've got raffle. There may be something else happening. So there's no tickets available for this yet. I'm just advertising it to preempt this for you all so you can all get ready for this. There may be tickets available from Sunday or by next Thursday. I will let you know what's going on. But we are having a Coventry City fans forum down the Old Shepherd. It's a great little location. If you get down there early enough as well, you can have some food. So the beer's cheap as well. It's pretty good. And everyone knows that I DJ down there. But Kieran, the landlord, is agreed for us to go down. He's given us the free reign of the pub. So I want to fill this pub. It's going to be great. It's going to be an absolutely banging night. So I'll let you know a little bit more either Sunday or next Thursday. So keep your ears out. But it's just put it in your diary now. The Old Shepherd, 16th of October, 7:30. There you go. Right, Claudio.
yeah. I just want to say, with 2 Birmingham fans come on, and they both sound like they've been educated at Oxford. They're not your typical blues fans that I bump into, not the ones I work with anyway. They're sort of dragging their knuckles on the floor and all sorts. I hope he's watching this. He's not at work tomorrow. And he's actually came third in a GB strongest man or something. I might be in trouble.
Oh, you will be in trouble.
Right then. Frank Wood, Premier League teams. Have you just read this one out or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, I've done that one.
You've done that one. So Steve Price says, well, it's from Wales, isn't he? £45 is taking the mickey. Okay, for me, has only come across for about 10 games, but defo unfair for away fans unless it's a tax for wrecking our toilets.
Wow. He missed the Sunderland game last season because he went to watch Wales against England and England absolutely trounced them.
Yeah, well, there you go. Sky Blue Army, but it's supply and demand, which is what I said, market forces, which is what, I mean, Miles was doing the counter argument really well, actually, but it's supply and demand. If people are willing to and stupid enough to pay £45 for a ticket, you can't really moan about it. I'll tell you now, I'll be paying £45 a ticket. If our match day ticket was £45, I'll still be paying it. You know, I want to go to the football. What are you going to do? You know, it's very hard to say no, isn't it? Sky Blue Army, same as concert tickets. They can charge what they like because they know people will pay it. And at the minute, it's a bit, you know, is it FOMO? Is that the right expression, Jack?
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, I know this one. I know that one. Fear of missing out.
Exactly, which is why Jack got his take that tickets today, didn't you, Jack?
Well, do you know what?
Oh, you did?
Did you?
I didn't. However, me and my mum are looking at going, so I do need to buy tickets tomorrow. I couldn't get the pre-sale, but I'm going to try and get tickets tomorrow.
You don't
I
want
don't
to
even take that anymore, is it? It's Gary Barlow and his friends.
Well, I did take that in, was it 2009 when they came to the CBS last? So I was there. No, genuinely, I am.
I was only joking.
Not even my era, really, as well. It was before my time, but
Hey, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people your age and younger still like the Spice Girls.
Well, obviously, I mean, and the music's okay as well. Sean McLaughlin agreed. 20s was plenty then. 30 mats should be the norm now. Scary spice doesn't look so scary now, I don't think at all. Anyway, that's another story. Janet, yes, but what about extra police for Saturday? True.
I've
Can we
read that.
get Will's mum from the In-Betweeners on, please?
Yeah. It's,
You lot, I tell
that
you,
was
you're
funny.
awful.
That was funny. Mark Light says the concert promoter sets the price for a pop concert, not the club. The ground is hired externally. That's Mark Light. Salop CCFC says we only just bought the stadium. I don't ruin our commercialism this year. It's interesting though. We've got some big concerts coming straight away.
Yeah.
Mark, a month ago, Blues fans not paying at the kiosk wouldn't make any difference, but it does now.
Yeah. They're going to buy beer, aren't they?
It's £3.60 a pint. It's still half price, isn't it?
Is it? Is it though?
No, the anecdote is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, that was for the Leicester game. I don't think it's continued now, or if it is, it's not yet been announced or confirmed.
I saw something for £3.75 pints of Guinness or something.
That's just in your prawn sandwich seats.
No, I'm not. I'm in block 18. Warren Brewerton. I'm back with my people.
Your people.
That's it. Didn't get a shirt. I'm back in block 18.
You mentioned it. Bingo. Everyone that was doing the bingo. Tick it off.
I'm sure they'll be drinking at the ground because they'll need to use our toilets again.
Talking about the shirt, talking about the third shirt, right? They bought out the player edition, but they still haven't bought out the player edition for the orange one.
It's weird. What's going on?
No one likes it. That's why.
I like it. I think it's great.
Janet says, I think children tickets should be cheaper for the away fans and home. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what's even worse.
Yeah, it's the kids' ticket, which I think is a bit bonkers because they know there's going to be, a lot of parents are taking the kids. They can't go to the game unless they've got the kids with them. It's just...
I think kids' tickets it should be under 9s £10, under 14s 15 quid, and it goes up like that. That's how it should be.
If Claire's paid 166 quid, that's a lot of money for those. I mean, those kids' tickets weren't much cheaper than adults' tickets by the sounds of it. If that's what you're paying for a family of 4, that's even worse.
But Leicester was the same. The Will's ticket 2021 wasn't much cheaper than an adult. Yet normally it's under 22s. Sheffield Wednesday's the same. The under 21s is not far off an adult one. So is concessions as well. Concessions is quite expensive, So
the trouble is, I mean, I think actually one of the points that Neil made about like a saturation point, we've obviously seen in our lifetime, maybe not so much Jack, but us like three, that in the 90s, and then like Sky come in and how this commercialisation took over, wages are going up for players. I mean, and that's part of the problem, isn't it? Clubs are happen to make money because you've got players on ridiculous amounts of money, and because like Premier League players are on so much now, it means that that knocks down into the Football League, and so even like sort of fairly average players in like the lower leagues are on more than they would have been before, and that means it costs money to all clubs, and they're having to bring in that revenue, and that's what we've seen in the last sort of 20-30 years, this sort of Sky and commercialisation taking over. But there is a saturation point where people just go, can't afford this anymore, and at the minute when things are great, everyone that can afford it will pay, but they'll get to a stage where people just will say too much now, and like we're influenced at the minute, aren't we, creating such a good time for the club, but these things are like roller coasters, aren't they? And at some point it's going to get to the stage where it just collapses in on itself. And then Neil's right, you've got to have the fans that will stay with you through thick and thin, and if you've driven all of them out by outpricing them, you've lost your core fan base, haven't you? So
well, the money swimming around, Vicky, in the Premier League, Bournemouth on crowds of less than 12,000 can pay 75 grand a week to some of their players, because it's nothing to do with the revenue. You don't see
No.
thousands of people walking around with Bournemouth shirts, do you? And stuff
No.
like that. It's just purely the cash
You
coming
mean-
from the Premier League.
Well,
Purely,
most
that's all it is.
of the Premier League clubs, especially the top ones, don't even need fans anymore, do they? They've got to the stage where there's and that's the trouble. When you start to get to the situation where clubs don't need fans, that's just wrong, isn't it? And that's driving it
But you
away
know-
from us.
But you know this ticket pricing, and it's like 30 quid for away fans. So let's say Saturday's game, it's 30 quid for away fans, but Doug's saying it's 45 quid for home fans. Where do you stop?
Yeah, I know.
Where do you stop? You know, and 55 quid in some of the stands. So where do you stop? Where do you go with that? Because the home fans then will say, hold on a minute, they're paying 30 quid. Why am I paying 45? I'm a home fan in my own ground.
But I don't agree with the A, B, C, D thing anyway. I think it should just
No.
be, it is what it is. You know,
We've always done that. Though.
Yeah, but I don't think
always
it should
done-
be. I think it's a nonsense. I've always thought that.
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
at Highfield Road, we did it, didn't we? At Highfield
know.
Road, it was like a D. How many games did you have as a D? 1, Wimbledon. That was it.
I
It
didn't
was,
care.
wasn't
I wasn't buying my season.
was.
My dad bought me a season ticket then. I didn't care.
Yeah, but it was though, weren't it? Your category D game back then was Wimbledon at home.
Yeah.
It was like 10 quid to get in.
You could
So
still
it's
only get
stupid, 12 quid.
7,000 in the ground.
Yeah, I know.
Mark, the pricing could be worse. Have you seen the price of Villa fans in the home areas? There's some £90 seats for the whole 10 for some Euro games last season. And they all moaned and they sold out. That's the thing, isn't it? Somebody will buy a ticket.
Which is what I said about West Brom fans. They all sold out when they were moaning about our prices.
It would be a joke if Doug King drops tickets to £30 but charges £10 a pint. Finn, clubs can put it up to £70 per ticket. If they're doing well, they will sell. This
Thing is
interesting.
about that. You say that about £10 a pint, but you go to Millwall, and it's 9 quid a pint.
Yeah, it's dreadful, isn't it? As well, the beer.
So yeah, it's awful. So why? Okay, charge them 30 quid a ticket, and then charge them 10 quid a pint.
I had a pie there that was dreadful. I had the pint that didn't get rid of the taste of the pie. I had to find something to get rid of the taste of the pint. It was that bad. It's all round.
Tom Grennan concert in Birmingham. It was £9.60 a pint.
Gosh, that's mental. It's,
Yeah, £9.60 a pint.
I'll let you know the price of a pint at the Take That concert.
Yeah. It'd be fruit shoots, won't it? Salop CCFC corporate tickets, a good 20% extra for this game. Also, balcony bar is normally 80, went to 110. That was the other thing as well, because I thought, I'll tell you what, because still Luca's on his crutches. So I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll go cool. I'll just pay to go. And looked at it, and you get a £10 discount. £10 discount for a season ticket. I just thought, hold on a minute. Surely you should discount the whole price of your ticket because they cancel your ticket. So they should give you the whole 20 odd quid.
You looked at the menu and you didn't see prawn sandwiches on it, so you thought, no, I won't bother.
I've heard they've got spaghetti carbonara this weekend.
I thought,
I've heard they've got Hawaiian pizza.
I thought if I do go, I'm gonna have to get Luca's food because he can't fetch it, and that's going to slow down my food time. So I thought, solid. Get up them steps, row on your gummy knee. Frank Wood, football stopped being a community game when Sky got involved. All about commercial now. Cap on EFL away tickets is pie in the sky dreams. We all have sold all our away tickets for Brum. Enough said. Dave Green says, which is kind of what we were saying, this fellow isn't understanding the basic economics. Tickets need to cover costs. It's not a charity, which is kind of what I mean. The club aren't here to defend themselves, but I think Miles did it for them when we did mention market forces, and that's probably the argument the club would put forward anyway.
Tried my best.
Salop CCFC, you won't get a shirt though. Salop CCFC, more and more people buy a primo war vlog from a chap down the pub for 60 quid, and Sky TNT goes bankrupt. Every club then suffers, but we get our clubs back. So it's interesting. So it's a mixed reaction. So we'll put it in a couple of weeks' time. We'll put it out there for everybody. You can just vote on it. Do it on X or something.
We'll do a poll, yeah. Do a poll and tag the club in on it. Matt SB says, how much do you guys care about the unbeaten run? Would you rather see us gamble more to avoid draws?
Yes, should we get back to the football? Let's get back to the football.
That's a good question to the panel. Vicky, what would you do?
Well, I'd rather win. I'm not that bothered about the unbeaten run. I mean, that's all great, but I think if we lost one and won 3 in a row, so we won 3 out of 4, I think I'd rather that than 4 draws. So yeah, the winning's the most important thing, isn't it? I don't particularly feel like we've been being safe I don't really feel like we've been being safe to try and secure the unbeaten run. I think against Norwich, this was one of those games when we had lots of chances, and on another day we might have won 4-0 or something. And then I think against Leicester, they were just a tricky opposition, and we had to play well to try and get something against what's essentially a sort of half Premiership team, isn't it? So I'm not sure we've been playing safe, but yeah, no, for me, I think you'll be going out to win games, haven't you? Really?
Yeah, I mean, you just mentioned the Norwich game. When I watched the highlights back, the commentator says the way we were dominating the game, every time we had a shot, it wouldn't go in. They were blocking it, or something was blocking it. And he goes, it's like they've got a force shield around the goal, and the ball just won't go in, because that's how dominant we were in that game. And as you say, last weekend, you're playing against a really, really good team who've just come down from the Premier League. You say half a Premiership team, probably three quarters. Three quarters, probably. I mean, what was his name on the right-hand side at De Silva? I forgot his name.
Matawu.
That's it. Matawu absolutely destroyed De Silva. I was sat there and I was thinking, oh my God, you know exactly what's coming next. It's coming straight out that side. We need, if we're going to go and win this game Saturday, I think we need to change that left back position. I think we need to alter it and throw the opposition off, because what Claire said, you know, with Dykes and that, the way they attacked that last 10 minutes of that game last weekend, crossing the ball in and everything else, that's where we are vulnerable with that sort of attack. And I think we need to throw a curveball this weekend and switch it. I think we need to drop De Silva this weekend, because they're going to look at that Leicester game and go, right, that's where we're going, aren't they, Jack? They're going to go, that's where we're going to go.
You're not wrong, but a lot of teams knew that. You know, Plymouth knew that last year. It's not rocket science that's the weak bit. Draw Jay De Silva forward, ping into the midfield, and put a nice ball over the top, over the left back position. You can do it to Milan as well. The only difference with that is Milan's a bit quicker and probably a little bit better at defending, so can deal with his own mistakes. And maybe this is exactly the reason people want to see a back five, because you get wing backs bombing on, but that's exactly their job. So when you've got a ball that's in the channel, you can send your left centre back. That'll probably be Kitchen in that case, because he's the only left-footed one. You can send him chasing it, and then you've still got your 2 centre halves in the middle. So I can absolutely see the argument for doing something like that, and maybe even changing the left back. But the downside I see to that is that you can do that to Jake Bidwell, and he's even slower than De Silva, so he's not going to catch up. But maybe De Silva's maybe Bidwell's going to block off the run, for example. Maybe that's his bit of nous and experience that he'd bring. There's arguments for both, or even Brow. You bring Brow in, but he's really untested, isn't he? So I don't mind the shout, Miles, but I think it would worry me no matter which out of the 3 plays at left back at the moment.
Claudio?
I don't think Frank will change it, Miles. I think he's going to go attack. I think that's how he likes it. We're going to press high. You hear a lot of people talk about the way we play and how we like to press high. I think we'll do the same. So the chances are De Silva will play, mainly because of the pressing side. We just got to hope the 2 lads at the back are switched on. Grimes will probably play a bit deeper, if he can play any deeper. He's almost a sweeper, isn't he, in front of the 2 centre halves at times. But if Torp and Rodoni are on their game, we haven't got a problem on Saturday. Those 2 have to perform. And whether it's Sakamoto, whoever else out wide, even if it's Santi players out there, these lads have got to be on the game. The first touch has got to be on it from the start. And we'll do them. We've got a better squad than they have. Definitely got a better squad than what they have. You know, and I mean, their start of the season is based on that adrenaline, isn't it, of coming up the way they did. You remember their record points? That's a hell of a record to come up with. They were just absolutely destroying teams last season. And they've added to the squad and they've made it slightly stronger. But these guys have been together a couple of years now, and I know we say we need more, as in like quality on the bench, but I think it counts for something to have a squad that have been together this long. It must do. So I think hopefully we're just at it from the.
He's gone. He's frozen. He's frozen. He's gone. No,
automatic effect.
I mean, you're saying that, Claudio. It was the same when we made the playoffs, and the playoff final. We'd been together. The team had been together, and everyone was saying whenever you watched on TV or reruns or whatever, all the commentators were saying you can tell that this team's been together for a couple of seasons. It was like you were building a team to go forwards. What are you grimacing at there?
I'm sorry. I disagree with that because we had 5 defenders in on loan that season. Yeah. We had Bruckner and Coffey, Josh Wilson.
What about the others?
Yeah,
what about the others?
That's 5. There's only 6 left.
Yeah, exactly. The 6 of them. They were together that long.
And that season, Simon Moore started as number 1.
Hurry up and go to Japan.
You come on here with your views.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Wearing that silly bloody hat.
Hang on a minute. Miles has just disagreed with the Blues Trust guy, and then that was fine. He was offering the opposite opinion. I've done that, and all of a sudden I'm public enemy number 1.
Just go to Japan. You need holiday. Go away.
I do need holiday. I do. Can I just interrupt? Sorry, for 30 seconds. I've seen
Hurry up.
Blackburn have issued a statement saying that the game against Ipswich Town is to be replayed in full. I have read some of the comments. If you're up for a laugh, head over to the Blackburn Rovers Twitter and have a read of some of these comments because they're quite funny. But unfortunately, due to some of the language, we're unable to share them on our platform.
Right. So I was gonna bring this up, right? So come on then. You got 10 minutes to go. You're 1-0 up. Your game's suspended. Everyone's gone off, cancelled, abandoned. That game should be classed as a win to Blackburn Rovers.
We disagree
with you. We talked about this on Sunday.
Yeah. Vicky.
So I agreed with you, but Claudio feels strongly the other way, don't you, Claudio?
Go on in, Claudio. Why? Come on.
Because in those 10 minutes, anything can happen still.
Don't matter.
Well, it does. It's just unfortunate.
I thought there was a rule when it goes over a certain time.
No, there's never been one.
Oh, I don't believe you.
And the thing is, though, I was talking about this earlier. This is how fun things happen in football. So obviously Blackburn were winning. Now they replay the game. We all know they're going to lose. That's what happens. And obviously Ipswich were losing. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise that Ipswich win that game. They probably get promoted because of the game that got rearranged. A bit like when Middlesbrough never went to Blackburn and we stayed up because they took the points off them, didn't they, and all the rest of it. But I think that's what could happen. Or Blackburn will lose and miss out on the playoffs or something, or lose and then getting relegated. That's the kind of thing that happens in football. It's very unfortunate. Yeah. I'd be gutted because Ipswich were absolutely pants apparently on the day and having a man sent off. But Sunderland, Premier League, had a man sent off. They were losing. They got back to 1-1. So that's the problem. It's a problem, isn't it? It's a tough decision. But I think I always knew they were going to say replay it.
Why don't they just play the 10 minutes?
Well, everything's changed, hasn't it?
You can't just play 10 minutes. That's not fair on anybody. You sell tickets. It's not fair on the players. That's the worst outcome in my opinion.
Hold on, but then it's not fair on the players to play another 90 minutes.
No, I don't think the game should be replayed at all. Personally, that's my personal point of view. But I think playing 10 minutes only plus additional time is even worse than playing a full game.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Yeah, I agree with Jack. There's all sorts of factors there, isn't there? What do you do about away fans? Who's going to travel all the way from Ipswich to Blackburn for 10 minutes of football? So that you got you've got all that dynamic, haven't you?
And then can
you've
the
got
same
the issue
11
about-
players, can the same 22 players that started the game carry on playing? Are any injuries or any suspended? Can you get the same refereeing team to come and do it to make it fair? There's too much on the line there. That's the 10 minutes is bad, I think.
By the time you get going, you'll be finishing, won't you? I mean, it takes
Yeah.
a few minutes to get into a game, so it's not. It wouldn't even be a proper match, would it?
It's like asking marathon runners to do 100-meter sprint at the Olympics.
Unless you get the players to run around. You get the players to run around for 80 minutes and then play 10 minutes of football.
I don't know. Hey, if it was us, what would we be saying? We'd be probably as angry as the Blackburn fans, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Well,
You know?
years gone by, Dennis Law scored scored 6 goals in one game. The game got abandoned, and then it was a cup match. They played the replay and they lost 1-0.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you are.
yeah.
Right, let's get a competition up again then. Here we go. Guess the player, guess the game. That is your competition tonight. Jack's making a note of everyone, putting them on a spinning wheel, and you can win yourself a mug this evening. Don't forget, tomorrow night, davidspeedie down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Come down, come and see him, bring some cash, buy a book, get him to sign it, have your picture took with him, and you can ask him some questions as well, because he's going to be live on stage, and we've got a quiz night halfway through the night to win a round of drinks for your table. And also we've got a raffle as well with some great prizes for you. If you want some parking for this weekend, head over to bigparking.co.uk. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now. And if you want to go to Millwall next week, not midweek, coach travel as well. Big parking, CCFC travel.co.uk. Absolutely superb. And don't forget, coming up on the 16th of October, we have another fans forum from the Old Shepherd on the Thursday, the 16th of October, 7:30. The Old Shepherd, Kersley, Coventry. Quiz night, raffle, and a fans forum looking ahead to the Blackburn game on the Saturday. Right, a few more comments, and then we'll quickly talk about the 3 kits and about our lone players who scored a couple of goals this week.
Paul Stratton, this is by far our hardest home game. They've only conceded 5 goals and also pressed really high. We need to be ruthless on Saturday all game. Hope all are fit to start. Frank Wood thinks you're being negative today, Miles.
Oh, because I said we're going to lose. I'm trying to get back up our table. I'm bottom on 4 points.
It's the gamble, isn't it?
No one's had any scores. Miles has had the least correct results. And yeah, Miles is on 4 points, but Claudia's got 3 times as many. And I'm at the top.
There you go.
I'm having that. It's that hat.
Matt, not heard much about Mason Clark returning this week. Hoping he's still not out injured. Sure, we will find out tomorrow, though, through the press.
He won't give anything away, will he?
Game against one of the best players in the division. He'll do all right for me. Talking about Jada Silva. Mark R says Sky Blue Fans TV split up due to footballing differences.
But we'll have a reunion tour, like take that.
BCFC, yes. 26 is Ken Robbie. Is he Robbie? Is he? BCFC 26 says, sorry to disagree, but your squad is nowhere deep as ours. I think you're in for a bit of a shock. Oh, we'll see, won't we? Blues are overrated, says Wayne Ghost. We're going to beat them 3-1. Matt says it's always going to be replayed. And Sky Blue Army says football is 90 plus minutes, not 80 minutes. Yeah, I mean, there could have been another 20 minutes left, to be honest. You don't know, do you? With the added time and all the rest of it.
Yeah, no.
Brian Tully says Claudio is right. The rule has never been in place for the Blackburn game. They even said it on Talk Sport.
They should let them win it.
I do worry because Ken's a referee and he thought it was.
Yeah. I'm hoping it.
I mean, Swansea lost at Birmingham that last-minute goal, but Swansea had a disallowed goal, which was never offside, but a good yard onside when the cross came in, which would have put them in the lead. So, you know, I think they've been very fortunate. Mark, I know you was going to win no matter what they decide to do with Blackburn Ipswich game. Given the game does officially exist, the record book, the Ipswich player who got sent off is still banned. Yeah, I did that. I was wondering about that. But you can retrospectively send someone off anyway, can't you? So I suppose it can still stand, can't it? Oh yeah, Frank Wood. We do not have rules in football. We have laws. I know. Yeah. KA. Oh yeah, Blues fan. Blues here. Tough game for us. I'll take a point. Win and lost in mid. Be won and lost in midfield for me. May the best team win. Keep right on.
I think he's right.
Paul Stratton. Miles, good DJ. Unfortunately, crap pundit.
Oh.
Don't pick on me. I've had a bad week and a half.
Paul Rouse, thoughts on the third shirt being handed out? A bit overblown, in my opinion.
Go on, Claudia. I've heard you got some opinions on that.
We're not talking about it.
So Wayne, did I say Norwich? Did I? Claudia thinking Blackburn playing Norwich to the Ipswich with that 10-minute added time. Oh yes, I see what you mean. And Mark R says, why was that Blackburn game even played in the first place? It was bucketing down before the kickoff. What's bizarre, it was just as bad in Manchester, but Old Trafford looked fine. So they must have serious drainage problems at Blackburn then. Because
in this day and age.
I mean, it was funny, but the guy, I mean, Ipswich gave a penalty away because of the pitch, because the guy come flying in from 20 yards away and just took the bloke out. He couldn't stop. And he gave a penalty away. Sorry? Yes.
Jermaine Castaner style. Yeah.
Literally. Literally. So there we are.
Right then. Brilliant. Excellent. So, right. Don't forget, tomorrow night, David Speedie, and I'll keep going on about it. Come down. Over 120 tickets sold so far. Let's get 150 in that room. He's going to love it. It's going to be a brilliant night. Get down to there's his book. So you can get that signed tomorrow. Apparently there ain't a lot of words in it. There's a lot of pictures, which will suit me. I'm happy with that. But you can get your book signed tomorrow, picture taken with David as well. And he's going to be doing a Q&A with you guys in the audience. And we're going to get two of the panel going out into the crowd with the microphones and getting your questions across to Speedo. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be brilliant. This weekend, if you're not doing anything after the Birmingham game, come down to the old Shep. I'm there this weekend. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I really don't, because it's a 12:30 kickoff. I'm going to be shattered, but I don't care, because if we win, it's going to be a great night. So come down and join me down at the Shep. Right then, let's quickly then talk about the three shirts then. We get your opinions, the three of you, on your thoughts. Which is your favourite out of the three? Which is your middle one? And which is the worst? We'll come to you first, Jack.
Well, I'm going for this one as my favourite. The home kit.
Right.
I love it. I like it. I think the colour is better than it has been recently, which is nice. And I think the fake ones look awful. So don't buy the fake ones. Buy from our club, please, everyone. I like the third kit. I don't think there's any wow factor about it personally. It's nice, it's clean, but there's nothing that I go, ooh, I love that. That's going in at second for me. I'm still not sold on the hot coral Monzo looking shirt. I don't even like the card in my wallet, to be honest. It blinds me every time I open my wallet. So I'm going that order. Not a fan of the away kit. And I saw someone in the comments earlier saying, oh yeah, but we're unbeaten in the away kit. We're also unbeaten in the home kit. So I guess
well,
not if you include pre-season friendlies, but hey ho.
I'm waiting for him to say we can change our card to a sky blue one like Frank Lampard got one. That's what I want. I want a sky blue one. Well, I don't know. Never know, do you? Vicky, what about you?
I really like the third one. that's probably my favourite now. I like a navy, and I mean, I like all three this year. Actually, that's been the trouble in recent seasons. It's costing a fortune because they keep on making 2 nice shirts, and we're having to buy all 3 every season. So they need to like give us some rubbish next year so we can save a bit of money. And but yeah, I like all 3, but I think my favourite is going to be the third one. I like that.
Yeah,
and actually, I really like the colour one as well. So yeah.
It's 6 shirts, really, isn't it? If you're going to buy the goalkeepers ones, we'll get your opinions. We'll get everyone's opinions on the goalkeeping ones next week on the show. So we'll do that. Claudio.
Firstly, I had my Monzo card cloned yesterday, and they contacted me to tell me, and they said, "Would you like us to stop the card?" And I says, "No, because whoever's got my card spending less than what I would." So. but I've got to say to Monzo, not trying to get anything out of Monzo, the new card arrived this morning. I can't believe that. That's impressive. That is impressive. That's brilliant. Yeah, so sky blue every day of the week for me will always be my number one choice. The away kit, I'll go for the hot coral because it's a complete contrast, and the navy one last. But if I'm honest, I'd have had any of the away keepers' kits as the first away kit. So, but yeah, sky blue as it is. I think as it is.
Yeah, I finally got my goalkeeper shirt without a crooked sponsor, which was great. I'm going the same as you, Claudio. I'm going home shirt. I think it's great. I love it. I think it's just the colour, like you said, Jack. I think the colour is spot on this year. I think it is just so nice. It's not like a pastel blue, is it? It's a real sort of bright sky blue. It's a real sky blue
it looks
shirt.
a bit like the bottom of a swimming pool in a nice like Tenerife resort. That's the sort of colour it gives me. It's lovely.
You could have said a bit more exotic than a swimming pool and said the blue ocean.
The Maldives.
What about a hot tub?
Like the Maldives. Yeah, so the home shirt for me. Second is the coral one because it's something different. And last year's away shirt, the white one, was awful. I think the orange one, and I'll go back to Derby. If the sun had been shining that day, Derby players would have had to wear sunglasses because it looked so bright on the pitch. It looked brilliant. And that's what you want, don't you? You want your team to come out, look dominant before you even touch a ball, and that's how we looked in that kit on that day. And you know what, it looked good on Saturday as well, I thought. And then third is obviously the third shirt. I think it's a bit lazy, to be honest. I think the third shirt's we had a dark blue one last season, didn't we?
Yeah,
you know, I know it's not the same pattern. I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same because it ain't got ET on it. But I think it's a bit lazy, to be honest. And the third shirt, there's other teams that have copied that colour. Ipswich have just launched one with that colour, dark blue and the sky blue trim. So Miles, you obviously received a free shirt. We're not talking about those, but yeah, I just think it's a bit lazy. It was like the season we had, you know, when we had the red and blue half and half, or red and dark blue, weren't it? And then we had the pink and blue half and half. I thought that kit was lazy because they just changed the colours, although it was slightly different material. But I think they could have done a little bit more. I think they could have done a little bit more, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. It's my opinion.
That's what matters.
I'll still buy it. I bought 3 already. I can't get the coral one because, you know, and I'll probably go and buy that on Saturday, that blue one. So, and then I've got to buy the third goalkeeper shirt as well. So I'm going to buy 6 this season. Yeah, but look, we get better players then, don't we?
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just seen this one come in. I agree. It's a Blackburn win, just like when we were given the league title with games unplayed during COVID. Well,
love it.
No, but they did the same for everybody.
Mm,
It was an average points system, wasn't it? So it was the same for everyone.
yeah, try telling the Peterborough fans that it was good.
You don't care about them.
They agreed with it. No, well,
No, they lost out.
no, the chairman agreed with it, didn't they?
Well, I don't know, but they lost out in the playoffs, and Wickham got it at their expense. And
Yeah,
Wickham
I know
came
that.
up.
Right then, let's get the winner of the competition tonight, then, shall we? It was to see who this is and who are we playing, and the answer is David Speedie against Manchester United. There you go. There were some random comments in there tonight, weren't there? There's some people saying we're playing Nottingham Forest. There was all sorts coming in, so we'll let Jack get them all collated.
Barnsley.
Yeah, Barnsley as well. Yeah, so Jack will get them all collated. While we're doing that, a quick chat then. Norman Bissett scored this week, which is fantastic. So well done to Norman Bissett. And Justin the B Crew stepped up a level from League 2 to League 1. Claudio, brilliant. Got a goal and assist.
It was a great goal. Did the eyes on the keeper, didn't he? I don't know if you've seen it.
Yep.
Stuck it in the other corner. And I looked at it, I thought, why have we let him go on loan? Surely, we're a striker short, aren't we? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But see, this is
the thing is, it's difficult, isn't it? Because he probably needs regular game time, doesn't he? And he's not going to get that if Padry's fit. So it's that difficult balance, isn't it? Like, it'd be ideal if you could just loan him out if we're not playing him, and then bring him back if we need him. But that doesn't work like that, does it? Unfortunately.
This is a problem with going out of the Carabao Cup, wasn't it? It's like we said the other week. A lot of players weren't going to get any minutes, so they're going to have to go out. But he looked sharp, didn't he? So it'd be nice to have him back at some stage. And
Vicky, I mean, it's great for him, isn't it? Because he went off to Grimsby, had a good spell there. Then he's stepped up the level now to League 1. That's going to breathe confidence into him, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think was it 2 seasons ago when he featured quite a lot in pre-season? Saw him in a few pre-season games, and I was impressed with what I saw then. And so I suppose it's just nice to see a player developing with the hope that he can then become a regular starter and sort of player that we've brought through. And we've spoken before, haven't we, about the lack of players that we actually bring through. And that's nice. And I think there's a couple of players that probably have stayed here too much when they should have done what he's doing and getting out and getting regular football. And hopefully that bodes well for him and us going forwards.
Yeah, definitely. Right then, Jack, are we... Oh, by the way, Norman Bissett, good lad. Carry on, mate. You need to come back. Right, Jack. How many winners have we got?
We've got 9 winners this week that got David Speedie versus Manchester United correct.
Okay,
so
here we go then.
Name on the wheel twice. Good luck to everyone. You're playing for a coveted Sky Blue Fans TV mug, as always. And the winner this week is Darren Mayle.
Oh, Max would have been going, oh, I've got it. No, you haven't. Darren Mayle, congratulations. Absolutely superb. If you drop us an email with the email going across the bottom of the screen, then please drop us an email with your name and address, and we will get the mug to you as soon as possible. And if you come in tomorrow night, let us know and we'll bring one down for you so you can collect it from us then. Something just come into my mind and it's totally gone out the other side. It don't matter. That's how that's how mad my brain is this week. But going into this weekend, then let's hope the Sky Blues can let's hope we can get 3 points and climb the table a little bit more. We could end up being second this weekend, which is absolutely amazing. So we're really looking forward to seeing the Blues, and obviously the mighty Sky Blue Army will be singing their hearts out all game. Just a reminder then, tomorrow night, if you don't already know, come down to the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club, David Speedie. It's going to be a great night. Bring some cash, buy a book, get it signed, have your picture took, ask him a question live, and we're doing a quiz night as well, and also a raffle. And I'm very privileged that I'm going to be on the stage interviewing that young man because it's great. It's great. I can't wait to ask him how on earth, who chose for him to go in goal. I can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be superb. Absolutely fantastic. So there we go. Right, that's it then, guys. End of the show. Have you all enjoyed yourselves?
Yes.
Vicky nods. Jack's going, I'm going to pack my suitcase. I'm off to Japan.
Got another week left. Come on, I'm on next Thursday as well. Then I'll be packing my suitcase.
Of course, we're back on Saturday, aren't we? So
yeah. What time Saturday, guys?
3:30. Did we agree?
Was it 3:30?
You can tell we're live, can't you?
It's either 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I can't remember.
No wonder we're not up for an award. And no wonder we didn't get a free shirt.
No.
But also we're back on Sunday night as well. Ken will be back from his little cubby hole with his light above his head shining down on him, bless him. But we will see you all tomorrow night down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. And don't forget to put in your diary quickly now. It's Thursday, 16th of October, the Old Shepherd, Coventry City Fans Forum. Stay tuned because there might be some exciting news about that night. Right then, we're off. Well, I've got to go. I've got to go see my poorly dog because he's really poorly and I'm going to go and give him a cuddle. Anyway, big play up Sky Blues, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow night down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. David Speedie, come on.
Play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.